this is Jeff Altgilbers, and it's May 5th, 2014. This is our Monday mentoring call, and I want to welcome you leaders on this call. And for those of you that are on the other side of the world, when you hear this, that might be Tuesday your time, or if you hear the recording, whenever you do, it's whenever you hear it. But it will be your mentoring call. And I'm so excited that you got on this call because, again, I want to share something that's very important for all of us. Now, for those of you that are new, I'm a Platinum International Diamond with For Life Research, and I've been with the company now almost 16 years. What I want to share tonight on this subject will be momentum, how to create it again and again, because it's not an event. Momentum in our business is not an event. It's a process. It's a process. And then what we'll see is that in this business, as we build it, it comes in different cycles or stages. And that is we can really push it, we can work hard, we can really get it to grow, and then sometimes it plateaus out. Why does it plateau out? But we'll talk about that. What I want everyone on this call to understand, though, this is not about new people, how to, establish momentum, get them going in this business, and all that. This is about everybody because we all go through this. So whether you're new or whether you've been in this business for years, it doesn't matter. The idea here is if you're new, we would certainly want to get you through that first wave. That first wave. And then it's like a surfer, he gets out there and this is a good analogy for momentum. You have to have the surfboard, right? What is the surfboard? For Life Research. For Life Research is your surfboard. What's your destination? The beach. Because that's where we want to live the rest of our life, right? The dream, okay? But what are you looking for? The wave. The wave. Because once you get on that wave, and you got that wave established, how much work are you really doing? Not much. You just stay on the board. That's the idea because the wave is taking you. And For Life is growing. We're still a small company compared to companies like Herbalife, Amway, New Skin, companies like that, which is great because that means tremendous opportunity for you. How many more platinums will we have in the United States? How many more platinums? We don't even have one in South America yet. We don't even have one in Japan. Japan's the number 2 country in the world in network marketing. That's according to the DSA. Korea is number 3. We don't have a platinum in Korea yet. How many? Even if we did, how many platinums could Korea support? Several. Japan, how many could they support? Several. That tells you really on a scope. The timing for you is perfect to establish yourself in this business. And you have all the compelling reasons to want to be able to commit to building that first wave. And we're talking about momentum, getting your business going. So whether you're new or whether you've been in for years, it doesn't matter. You might be a leader who's plateaued, so don't despair, and I'll get into that in just a little bit. I'll use another analogy when it comes to momentum, and we're all familiar with the space shuttle. The space shuttle will burn 90% of its fuel when it launches, when it takes off, just to escape gravity. And then after that, there's very little resistance. Matter of fact, it uses very little fuel after that. But it'll use 90% just to escape gravity. When you start your For Life business, it's the same for you. You want to achieve that momentum, but you're going to have to put out some effort to escape that gravity. And what's that gravity? It can be a lot of things, but we can say for sure distractions, a lack of focus, not having clear targets or daily goals, seen it happen to many people. And I know it happened to me where people would approach me when I was getting my For Life business going, and some of my friends would call me up and say, "Hey, Jeff, I just got involved in this new company. I'm so excited. I want to share it with you. Hey, I want to talk to you about the compensation plan. This is the most ultimate compensation plan, the greatest compensation plan." Da 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 da. You know, and I would just shut them down, stop them right there. I said, "Hey, stop! Listen, thanks for wanting to share it with me, but you know, I'm happy and I'm focused, and you know, you can't be successful if you're not focused in this business. And I'm focused. So here's what I want to do is I want to get back with you in 90 days, and you can get back with me, and let's compare notes, see how we're doing. And I want to wish you all the success." And that was it. I just wouldn't allow people to take up my time to get involved in things that are totally non-productive. And again, you know, you'll have that happen too. I mean, it could be, it may not even be that. It may be other things. It may be, you know, going golfing. You know, doing this, go do this. You know, it's anything other than what you were focused on that was going to help establish momentum in your business to really get you going. When I came into For Life, I had one thing on my mind: $5,000. It was like burned on my forehead. You know, it was all I could focus on was I needed to get the $5,000, and I wanted to do it in 90 days. So my first check was over 100. My second check was over 1,000. My third check was over 5,000. 90 days I was there. Now I was tired, and I went from what they call 8 to faint. 8 o'clock in the morning till I faint. I mean, every day I was just burning up the phone, calling people, presenting the business. That was it. I didn't have time to play. I just wanted to get it done. Get it done means I wanted to establish that momentum. And that was my first 90 days for you. So for you new people, that's what you want to do. You just joined. You need to get started. You need to get off to some speed. If you've been in the business for some time, for years, it doesn't matter. If you are finally ready to be serious about this, then it's going to be your first 90 days. And then when you complete 90 days, and we talked about that last week, remember we talked about your first 90 days, you know, your next 90 days. We always run in 90-day cycles. Why is that? Because those are measurable goals that are very reachable. Very reachable. But if I talk about what I want to have 5 years from now, I cannot feel 5 years from now. But the next 90 days, absolutely I can. And I can break it down to what I'm doing on a daily basis, what my goals are this week. Because I have to know where I want to be this month, if I'm going to be where I want to be the next month, and then the following month at the end of 90 days. So the thing is, we have to manage those distractions that are going to come our way. That's the gravity that's going to pull us back. And we only got so much fuel. Matter of fact, when that shuttle takes off, it's got to escape gravity in 8 minutes. We only have so much time. And then, if we do that, if we can manage those distractions, then we can get our business off to a quick start. A quick start. Now, what helps us to achieve momentum? Monotony. Monotony. We all know what monotony is. If you have to look it up in the dictionary, it's spelled M-A-N-O-T-O-N-Y. Monotony. It's doing the same old boring things over and over again. Nothing exciting. These are the basics. These are the basics. In other words, you need to stay in action for a set period of time until your business starts to overlap results and provide an almost residual income to itself. actions I took last month are affecting me this month. And it compounds month after month. You want to stay in action for extended periods of time. It's okay to take breaks. But you want to stay in action for extended period of time so that you can experience momentum. If not, you're always going to feel like you're starting from zero every month. I mean, it's a lot easier to build fast than it is slow, my friend. Slow is torture. And you lose a lot of people. And here's why. When people join you, it's just like romance. All of you know what romance is. Think about somebody you were romantic with. Might be a spouse. Might be a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Could anything go wrong when you're in a state of romance? It's just like a perfect world, right? Well, that's the way it is when people join you. When people join you that first 90 days, they're so excited about this business because for once now they've seen a way to be able to reach their dreams that was never possible before in the job market where they are or whatever they're doing. They just didn't see a way to be able to reach those dreams. And now you have brought the greatest thing to them. And so the thing is, they believe in that 100%. And they're totally committed. But the thing is, that's only going to last for so long, just like with the shuttle. It's got 8 minutes. If it isn't escape gravity in 8 minutes, that's not good. And if they haven't achieved something in 90 days, that's bad. That means they'll probably be out. They will quit. They'll give up on their dreams. How sad. How sad that is. So that is a compelling reason why you must establish momentum in your business. You must, as a leader, you must have speed. So when you get in this business, or if you're beginning your next 90 days, that's why we got to just burn, baby, burn. Burn, baby, burn through that gravity by getting this business going. We have to have what they call a sense of urgency. A sense of urgency. We all know what that is. That means we have a short period of time that we want to establish something that's very critical to our success. If we have a sense of urgency, our leaders will see it in us. They will have a sense of urgency. What do we mean by that? I mean, what we mean by that is when we call people to prospect people, we want them to understand that this opportunity is special. And it is. It is. Who's got products like For Life Research? How many companies have 17 patents like our company? It just doesn't happen. And how many companies pretty much do everything? Encapsulate their own products, have their own research and development people, our own labs. How many companies do that? Most of the companies out there will farm it out to some pharmaceutical company to manufacture some kind of supplement for them. They don't do it themselves. For Life is the real deal. We have something so special. How many people out there are leading with this, what we call transferceutical science? We have real science behind what we do, real results. So the thing is, we have something very special, and most of the people out there do not even know anything about it. That's the good news, because to your prospect, that's an incredible opportunity. In other words, there's going to come a time where it becomes a household word. Most people have heard of Amway, right? Many out there have heard of Herbalife. What about For Life Research? Transfer factor. When they say transfer factor, they think of For Life. How much percentage of that business do you want? Think about it. How many millions of dollars could you make? If in my team right now I have 100 millionaires because of this unique opportunity, And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Where will we be 10 years from today? How many millionaires? Why not you? And I could say that to any prospect. You know what? You're special to me. Why not you? We already have 100 millionaires. You could be the next one. Will you help me? Can we work together? That's the idea here. That we want to create a sense of urgency by helping them to understand we have something so special. And nobody else has this. We're not selling vitamins, herbs, minerals, jungle juices, fad products. You know, that's the one thing I can say about our business. When we look at how well 4Life Research is doing, it's simply because, again, we have real science, real results. We're not a fad product. People know that. That's why they keep coming back. And so what happens is your business just keeps compounding when you have a sense of urgency. And then when our leaders understand that, wow, you know, this is going to be huge. Fortunes are going to be made. I need to get busy. Absolutely, you need to get busy. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to duplicate that in their leaders. They're going to have a sense of urgency. They're going to get busy. So that's really how we really get it off to a start. Let's break it down in a few steps, though. Again, number one, when we want to create momentum with our leaders, we need to make sure that for new people, make sure they take time to understand the basics about transfer factor, that they can explain it in simple ways like we've talked about in the past. In our audio library, we have other conference calls where we've discussed this, and also you could even look for it in the product library conference calls that the company has had. But they need to understand some basics about the product, and they need to understand some basics about the compensation plan and how it works. And they need to be enrolled in the IMT, the International Mentors Team system. So that's number one. Make sure they do that. And within, just a few days, they can understand these things and have their website up and running, and then they're using the system. The second is make sure that they make a list, and make it as long as you can. Why not? We have to remember, again, momentum is created by monotony, and monotony is doing the basics over and over again. If you remember the first movie, The Karate Kid, remember the boy that wanted to learn Kung Fu, and he was elated when the Grand Master said to him he would finally train him, and he went over to his house, and what did he do? He gave him some products to clean the car, to wax the cars, rather. To wax the cars. Remember? Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. Remember the moves? And the boy got so frustrated because he felt like he was being used. He was saying, here, I came over here to learn Kung Fu, and I was expected to be, just flying through the air, doing roundhouse kicks, everything. He's got me cleaning his freaking cars. But what the Grandmaster was doing, he was training him how to do simple, basic moves that Kung Fu is built on. And in mastering those moves, as we saw in the movie, he was able to win in a competition. It's true in our business too. Mastering the basics is what's going to create momentum. So again, we want to keep the business simple. And if you're a person that lives in a country where you're going to go out and actually do physical presentations, then keep it simple again. If you're going to do it on a PowerPoint, and we have one in our back office that you can use, then you can simply download it and use that PowerPoint. If you have an iPad and you're going to go out and meet people, then again, it should be on your iPad. But if you're going to do it on a whiteboard, if you're going to do meetings in homes or in just a hotel or wherever this meeting is going to be, then you can go to our back office and you can follow the simple steps. Again, in my book, if you read my ebook, I talk about offline meetings. Offline meetings is just that very thing. where you're doing a presentation in front of a group of people. And what you want to do is simply have the products with you, some of the products with you, and any support, your upline, that's fine, or anyone else that might want to join you and be involved in that, where you explain the transfer factor story and you show the duplication. And what is that duplication? 6 sponsoring 6, for example. We just use that as an example. So if you sponsor 6 on your first level, those 6 sponsor 6, and you got 36. Those 36 sponsor 6, you got 216. They sponsor, 6, and you got a 1296. The bottom line is you're over $17,000 a month on your first 4 levels. And just those simple things of just showing how, just by the duplication of 6 people alone, the earning power based on, and again, that's based on 100 LP or 2 bottles of Transfer Factor Plus, what you can be earning. So the thing is, you need to be prepared if you're going to do presentations. And again, if you want to establish momentum, I suggest that you sponsor 6 people your first month in that scenario, and then you have your Monday person, your Tuesday person, your Wednesday person, your Thursday person, your Friday person, your Saturday person. Every day you're going to be with that person for 1 month. I'm saying during the week. So let's say Tom is your Monday person, then on Mondays you're going to be running with Tom. On Tuesdays it might be Debbie. On Wednesdays it might be Teresa. On Fridays it could be, whoever, Howard. You get what I'm saying. And so in your first month, what you're doing is you're running with that person and you're presenting with them, whether it's in their home or in a place that they choose. You want to get your business off to a fast start. And then that following month, all those people that came in as a result of those 6 that you sponsored, again, your 6 are now trained. They already know how to do this. They're going to be doing the same thing you did, and then what you're going to do is rotate in between all those people and supporting them. By the end of 90 days, you've got momentum. And that's if you're going to do offline meetings. Now, if you're going to do online, we follow the same principal steps, and that is just as it was mentioned in this call here, that you can simply email the 10-minute presentation to a prospect and do the 30-minute follow-up call. Most people fail in MLM because they do not follow up. And they do not follow up because they fear rejection. They don't want to be told no, so they don't follow up. And they come up with reasons why not to do it. You need to make sure that when you email that out, follow up. 30 minutes later for sure. And if when you call them, if they say to you, well, what is this really about? They didn't look at it. Then just laugh. Don't become offended. And don't make them feel bad for maybe not looking at it or maybe not paying attention. What you don't want to do is explain the presentation. Because the minute you start doing that, then you're asking them to do it too. And they don't want to do that because their lives are complicated. In affluent countries where people are heavily connected to technology, this is going to be the approach. And that is, we email, we call a friend, we say, hey, George, listen, I just got involved in something. I'm excited about it. It's something we both can work together, have a lot of fun, and make a lot of money. Have you got just 10 minutes to look at it? What is it? You know what? I wouldn't do any justice if I tried to explain it. It's only 10 minutes long. Let me just send it to you, and then I'll call you back in 30, okay? So please, go to your computer, close the door, lock it if you have to, but just look at it, and I'll call you back. And then when you call them back, you have your laptop open to the 4Life website. Be ready to enroll them. We're not going to complicate this thing. It's very simple. We talk about the 3 trends: network marketing, the wellness industry, social media, or social networking, and then how they can cash in on it. We're not going to complicate this. And by the way, you can do both. You can go out and do presentations, and you can use this system long distance. They do it in the Philippines because, again, a lot of them are offline or they have to go to internet cafes to get online. So doing presentations are very important and very critical. But at the same time, then they have friends all over. Of course, the Philippines is 7,000 islands anyway, right? So a lot of times they'll want to email the presentation because they can't afford to, fly over to another part of the Philippines. Or if their friends are in Japan or the United States. So again, using the system is, very important. Again, it's the yin and the yang. It's the balance. Finding balance. So offline meetings are fine. And then online meetings are fine. When I say an online meeting, I mean that's when you call a friend, just like I said, George. And then I said, hey, take a look at this. And then 30 minutes later, I'm going to do the follow-up with George. Again, that's how we establish momentum. And we teach our leaders to do the same. We teach our leaders to do the same. Follow up, get it done, put them in. Don't complicate it. Because when you call them back, what do you say? The same thing. George, what do you think? This is something we both can do together, have a lot of fun, and make a lot of money. Are you excited? You know what? This is going to be big, George. And there's not another company out there leading with this science. This is the only company out there with this. We're going to make a fortune. Let's get going, man. Let me just get you enrolled, and what we can do is I can then enroll you into the system that's worth thousands of dollars like you saw in the video, and it's free. So I'll enroll you in For Life, and then I'll enroll you in the system. And then we're going to get your website up, and you can read that book that guy in Tennessee wrote. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get you off to a fast start. My friends, this is how you create momentum. You talk with a sense of urgency. This opportunity is not going to go away. It'll just go to other people who have a sense of urgency. And then we're going to see their faces on the front cover of the Summit magazine. And some are going to say, wow, they got lucky. No, they didn't get lucky. They understood momentum. They had a sense of urgency. So the thing about it is, now, I want to now move to you leaders out there that have been in this business and you have experienced momentum. You have a organization or a group or a team under you now. But it's sort of plateaued. It's not moving forward. It's not really moving backwards. It's just sort of there. That's called a plateau. Don't despair. We all go through that. I can remember when I was plateauing at 100,000 LP a month. And guess what? Finally it came out of that, and then it moved up. And I can remember when I first hit my $1 million a month. Incredible. Now it's over 17 million. 16, 17 million. I haven't checked lately. The thing is, it does that. It'll plateau, and then you get your speed back. Deep breathe. It always runs in cycles, and it's like seasons. This is the season of spring. It's an awakening. Now we see color. Before that, it was just the winter. Everything was like dead, asleep, buried in the snow. But now, everything's coming alive. That's the way this business works. It works in cycles. And so it's really good to just think about things and put things in perspective. What we have to do is we have to realize that to grow it to another level, we have to grow to another level. And that means you've got to get your own personal growth program in place. What are the books you're reading? We've talked about this a lot. What's influencing you? Hopefully it's not the news. Hopefully it's not Oprah. Hopefully, in other words, hopefully we're not spending too much time in front of the TV and we're really getting involved in helping ourselves, feeling better about ourselves. Maybe it's, going to the gym, And now we're losing pounds, we're losing fat, and boy, man, we're feeling great. Our bodies are feeling good, so our minds are feeling good, so our emotions are feeling good, our energy level is up. And at the same time, we're listening to the right audio programs, the right books. We have to be doing that to really grow. Otherwise, we become negative. We become negative, and we start asking the wrong questions. Why is my business not growing? Why is this person not doing that? What's wrong with these leaders? Why don't they get out and do this and that? Well, why don't I do that? Why don't I do those? See, again, I'm the leader. I'm supposed to take the lead. You're the leader. You're supposed to take the lead, right? It always comes back to us. Always us. Look at ourselves. Okay? And then, when we set the right example and our team can see our attitude and they can see our growth, then they act out our growth. They act out our growth. So pull your leaders together. At least try to do it once a week. And you can even assign material. Say, hey, can you speak on this? I would really appreciate it, Daisy, if you would talk on this very subject. Just share some, spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes on this very subject. And then if somebody shares something exciting, say, hey, I want you to share that on the call this week. And then on that call, take time to edify your leaders. Take time to establish a vision for your group. Where do you want your group to be? Rank levels, helping other people. It's a time to connect. It's a time to bond. It's a time to edify. It's a time to declare yourself. Yes, declare yourself. So, have people share. I remember when I went to Korea one time, we would have vision night. There was a team there. Mr. Sun, an international diamond, he's a gold now, but I remember when Mr. Sun would have like 30 people. These were all mostly internationals in the room. And I knew what this, I always knew what this night was going to be. This was going to be Declare Yourself night. So we would all sit in a circle. And each person would share his dream and where he sees his life, where he's going to be 5 years from now. And I'm telling you, it would go on for hours. Hours. And I would have to slap myself sometimes to stay awake because it'd be late. It'd be 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Declare yourself, my friend. And listen, sometimes we just get too serious and we just don't laugh like we used to because, we say, hey, I'm in a plateau. No, it's okay. The thing is, what you want to do is come out of the plateau, and you will come out of it. Take time to revalue those things that are so important in your life, your family, your children, the things that you love. Even if it's gardening, I don't care. You go out in the old saying, smell the roses. It's really true. You're alive. You're above ground. Thank God for it. What lives can you touch? Whose lives can you change? And what can you do for your team? Value those people that are part of your team. Create the bond. Do that. Do these things. You'll create speed in your group. You'll have momentum. And I look forward to seeing you on the front cover of the Summit magazine. Thank everyone for being on this call. And I want to wish you a very successful week, a prosperous week. I pray that you achieve all the things that you want to achieve in your life. It's spring. It's a season of promise. And I hope you do achieve all the things that you want to achieve in your life. I want to help you do that, so stay in touch with me. That'll end our call. I'm going to open it up and hang on.